Like many of you watching this presentation, I have a wonderful life. I'm very fortunate to have a great family, a good job, and a nice town to live in. I certainly keep busy. It seems that all of us have many demands on our time. There are meetings to attend, carpools to drive, errands to run. My parents sometimes need help with appointments and the usual household chores. Community and church activities are meaningful to me, and I like to volunteer. It's fulfilling to know that I make a difference by helping my family and others develop their skills and confidence. Even though I'm busy, I want to make a difference, and I know I can do more. I have more to give. The feeling I get from helping assures me my time is well spent. I want to encourage dreams and ambitions, to make a difference when it's not expected, when the need is especially great.
My name is Joyce Rudowski. A friend of mine invited me to join the National N3T Society many years ago. I was convinced that I wanted to join when she told me about the project of N3T, a project that makes a difference in the lives of young girls. Across the country, N3T members send young girls to camp every summer, giving them a chance to expand their world and to learn about themselves. Now that I'm retired, I have more time to give, and I've found that the N3T project is a wonderful way to make good use of my time. In addition to that, I have wonderful friendships with the people who are members of my N3T chapter. The way the project works, we start by contacting social service agencies or school personnel and ask them to help us identify young girls who would benefit from a week away from home. Very often the need is money, but there are other criteria that we use as well. There have been cases of tremendous turmoil in the lives of the young girls, perhaps a very ill parent, perhaps a parent suffering from cancer. In other cases, we found that the young girls are called upon to help care for ill or disabled siblings. This means that their role in the family is more adult than child. And so when we give them a week away, we give them a week of childhood. The N3T project is much more than just money. Paying for the camp fees is a very small part of the involvement of N3T members. Our goal is to establish a relationship with the camper, to help her to see and understand and appreciate her unique talents and gifts. We want to make sure that she realizes how very special she is. That relationship begins with a visit to the family. There are lots of forms to fill out for camp, and we do that all together. But even more important, we talk about the camp experience. We talk about the activities, the games, the sports, the possibility of making new friends. We ask the camper what she wants to get out of a week at camp. By talking about camping and by answering their questions, we not only build excitement and anticipation, but we also reassure the parents that their daughters will be well cared for and that they will have experiences that are not easily available at home. And so with all that underway, the real fun begins.
The next step is to go shopping for camp clothes and supplies. The camp sends a list of clothes and the other items recommended for camp. For some girls, this is the first time they have had complete freedom to pick out anything they really like. What a joy to see the smiles on their faces. Shopping is also a time to start making friends with other campers that could last a lifetime. Next up, let's go to camp. Tri-T members take the girls to camp where they meet their cabin mates and counselors, unpack, and settle in. Sometimes the girls go swimming right away. Other times, they have a cabin activity to get acquainted. During the week, the girls learn new sports, make crafts, swim, hike, canoe, and maybe ride horses. Evening campfires are always a hit, complete with camp songs and ghost stories. This is a gift of childhood for girls who have to be adults at home. It's always over too soon. Filled with camp songs and cherishing camp memories, the girls return home bursting with stories and enthusiasm. What a difference this week has made. But the fun's not over. The camp experience is followed up with a camper reunion party, activity, or outing before school starts. Friendships are rekindled, good times and counselors are recalled, and the girls enjoy camp all over again. Many N3T chapters continue to stay in touch with the girls through the year with cards, phone calls, holiday gifts, and get-together activities. The camp project sounds like a lot of work, but it's amazing how the friendships among members are strengthened by working together. Everyone pitches in to make camp a great time for the girls. Every Tri-T chapter has stories of girls and their families who've benefited from the camp experience. Studies show that it's not just a matter of being away from home. There is something uniquely energizing and enriching about a week at camp. The program, companionship, leadership support, individual recognition, and empowerment. At camp, the girls learn to believe in themselves and develop confidence in their talents. Transformations and surprises often occur at camp. Here are some stories of the impact of Tri-T camping.
My name is Cindy Fackler, and I'm a nurse. I work in health services at Loveland Elementary School, and it's been my privilege for the last 4 years to work with the Tri-T Society in selecting students for the opportunity to spend a week at Camp Campbellgard. The girls get very excited when chosen for this opportunity. It's an experience of a lifetime for many of them. I remember having one student who loved horses. She loved to read about horses. Anything having to do with horses got her excited, but she had never had an opportunity to touch a horse, let alone to ride a horse. When she found out that she would have an opportunity to actually go horseback riding, she was so excited. I had another student I remember who had just lost her father very unexpectedly, and the whole year had been a very sad year for her, and going away to camp for a week provided her an opportunity to just spend time having fun with other girls and remembering what it's like to be a young girl again and have a great time. The Tri-T Society provides these girls an opportunity to shop for brand new clothes, to spend a week away from home, having fun new experiences, and that is a gift that they would have never envisioned for themselves. When you provide an experience like that for those girls, it allows them to think beyond the box and opens their minds to other possibilities for their futures that they had never before considered. And that is a gift that has the power to change lives.
Hello, my name is Katie Franklin, and I'm a member of Ohio Chapter F.
And I'm Erica Crisp, and I'm a member of Chapter Ohio Z.
Over 20 years ago, I was fortunate to be selected as a camper from Ohio. I had the opportunity to spend 1 week at Camp Campbellgard with several other girls. During this opportunity, I did several things such as swimming, crafts, horseback riding, lots of fun activities.
I was also chosen to be a camper over 20 years ago, and am now a member. When I went to Camp Campbellgard and was chosen to go with the other girls, it was such an awesome opportunity. They really bonded with me when I was there, and I didn't have a really close-knit group of friends in elementary school, so it was something for me that really made an impact in my life. We enjoyed horseback riding. I loved making the crafts. We swam, and it was more about talking at night and making the friendships. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the friendships any longer, but I remember how that impacted that year for me. And I really love that I'm now trying to pay that forward and be a part of a society that, really makes a difference in the girls' lives.
Yes, I agree, Erica. Several years ago, I was also approached by a member of one of the Ohio chapters to rejoin the organization, and as you mentioned, paid it forward. It's definitely a way of making a difference for Tri-T. I think we had the fortunate opportunity of taking the week and spending time with camp, and now have the wonderful privilege of being able to help girls and send them to camp. There's something special about seeing a girl's face light up when they see the horse or the camp or the cabin for the first time, and I'm so fortunate to be a part of this opportunity.
Hi, my name is Jane DeGroff. I've been a member of Tri-T for over 40 years. A number of years ago, I served as a camp director for one of our Tri-T camps. One week we had a girl come to camp by the name of Lisa. Lisa was a very shy, quiet, reserved girl. And often the girls come to camp shy, but their personality begins to show itself as the week goes on. However, Lisa maintained her shyness the entire week. She participated in activities, but rarely smiled, but we kind of thought maybe she was getting something out of camp. Every evening before bedtime, the girls always gathered near the office area to get their medicines and whatever from the nurse. My office was right there also, and each night Lisa would be sitting at my door waiting for me when I came back. I would always ask her what she needed or what she wanted, and she didn't need anything. She would just kind of sit there and look at me. So I would tell her, give her a hug and tell her good night and send her off to her cabin. This went on every night the entire week. Usually on the last night of camp, and this week it was on a Friday night, I would gather the staff together for a brief evaluation of how our week went. One of the things that the staff determined from that meeting was that we really had not reached Lisa that week. We felt like she was the same child, the shy, quiet child that had arrived the first day, and we just hadn't really accomplished anything with her. In fact, we really felt like we had failed Lisa. The next morning at breakfast, before the girls were getting ready to leave, they all gathered in the dining room, of course, and I noticed that Lisa was sitting out on the front porch, and she had all of her belongings packed up, and she was just sitting there. So I went out and I said, Lisa, it's time to go eat breakfast. Well, she did not want to go to breakfast. She was just content to sit on the porch, and I thought, Lisa is really ready to go home. And I went and mentioned that to the staff, and we kind of all agreed. About an hour later, the Tri-T ladies came to pick her up, and I met them in the parking lot, and I kind of told them that the kind of week that we felt Lisa had had, and I said, we really kind of feel like we've failed Lisa. So we went and got Lisa off of the porch and got all of her belongings packed up in the car and everything, and we were ready to say goodbye. And with that, Lisa threw her arms around me, hugged me, and began crying. And throughout her crying and in between sobs, she would say, I love camp. I don't want to go home. I want to stay here at camp. I love you. I love everybody at camp. Well, of course, by this time we were all crying, and it really, at that point, left an impression in my mind. And one of the reasons that I'd like to share this story is that sometimes we in Tri-T are not really sure that we have reached every child. But what it shows us is that we don't know how or when or why that we have actually made an impression on a camper, that we have really made a difference in their lives. But I know for certain that we make a difference with every child, because Lisa taught me that.
Tri-T welcomes new members who want to help make a difference and who want to be a part of the value we give to the lives of girls and their families. Our society is built on bonds of friendship that make a difference in our own lives and in the families we meet. The National Tri-T Society has been influencing girls' lives since 1911, when 6 courageous and progressive women in Iowa joined together to seal their friendship with the work of helping others. At that time, there were activities for boys in their town, but they felt that the same enrichment was missing for girls. For over 100 years, the chapters of Tri-T have been changing their communities by making a difference for girls and their families. You have been invited to this presentation because someone has recognized in you the talent and desire to serve others. Be open to an invitation to add richness to your life by joining a Tri-T chapter. Be a part and make a difference.
The wonderful journey of making a difference.
Really makes a difference.
That we have really made a difference.
That makes a difference.
And make a difference.
The power to change lives.